Okay, thank you guys. Those were really sweet. I like gonna cry.
So before we end our happy hour, Dean and I are going to do a little monologue, if you will.
Monologue's a good way to put it. Listen closely and try to figure out where you've heard this one before.
We got here on the first day, didn't know anyone's name.
Got hummus from the Khadar, but that was a mistake.
Pretty soon we realized that the food here sucks, but it's okay because we live off of ramen cups.
We've got to wash our hands according to Jonathan's commands.
Corona's taking over, so Poland's not where we'll land.
We are Try 2020 and we're here to stay. A lot is going wrong, but everything's okay.
Avo Hamakolit is all that we can say, but better Hebrew skills are coming on their way.
No Wi-Fi in the Geffen dorms, but then we got it back.
The kitchen's really nasty, can't you just cut us some slack?
We are loud all the time and we are late for everything.
You will not have free time is what Jonathan will think.
But wait, they yell at us and scream at us.
But nothing happens because Moetzet Talmidim comes and saves our asses.
We are Try 2020 and we're here to stay. A lot is going wrong, but everything's okay.
We got sent home and feel like poo. Now hopping on Zoom is all we frickin' do.
And though this may be our last goodbye, we're Try 2020 and hope this made you cry.
Thank you all. If you would like the updated version of this, please hit us up at bigfanofsports@gmail.com. It's linked in the chat.
So now we're going to hand it over to Meir Heusman, the CEO of Ramah Israel.
Wow, it's very exciting. It's very different. And it's, for me, after being like you on Zoom day in, day out, this is refreshing. It's different. And it's special, like this whole semester that was very unique and very special. There's a lot of things you missed, and it wasn't the same program you expected to have. On the flip side, this program is unforgettable. It's one of those years that will not be forgotten, and that means that all of you have an experience like no other try, and you all won't be forgotten. We live in the Jewish life cycle. Year after year, a lot of things happen in the same way. We repeat the Torah portions, the Parashat Shavua. We repeat the holidays, and every year it's different, and every year it's unique. So your try was unique, and the next time, God willing, you're coming on an Israel experience, it will be unique as well. And I would say that every year I end with saying, L'shana haba b'Yerushalayim, but with you it's the same thing. It's no different than any other year. Try is over. Try 2020 is over. However, the impact is just about to start. You've learned a lot about yourself, about your heritage. You learned about Israel, Zionism, Judaism, and the learning needs to continue. And I continue learning, and we all need to continue learning. However, there's a new twist now. Now it's time for you also to give it back, to teach others, to impact the world in a positive way. We say that every day, 3 times in Alenu L'Shabeach, L'Taken Olam B'Malchut Shaddai. We need to correct this world. We need to make this world a better place. And our role in life is to leave a positive impression on this world and expect that it's going to be different. I can't say enough. I can't say enough about your Tzevet that created basically 2 programs. It was one program while you were in Israel and one program that's online. And really, I respect them so much. You were welcomed into their homes, of all the teachers, of all your Tzevet. I'm not sure that every trier in the past has gotten. Really, you were fortunate to create a relationship and friendship with adults that you have a chance to be friends with them for life. and to host you and to be a home for you in Israel whenever you come back. And I'll let you invite them personally, although I know that they will continue doing that. I want to tell you that Ramah Israel is your home, away from home. We want you to continue with the pictures that try every year. Come back to take a picture, to post on Facebook with your staff when you come visit. This is just the beginning. We want to see you as Tzevet members here, staff members on Try or any other programs. We hopefully will see you on the Poland trip that one day will make happen for you all. And we want to figure ways with you together how to complete this program or make it even better than other years. So again, thank you all for going through all what you went. You all completed the program and stayed for the next program. You did Try 2020, like its year, had 2 programs. And basically it's Try 2.0, maybe the better version of a Try in the future. So, toda rabah to your tzevet, toda rabah lachem, and I really look forward to seeing you again in Ramah, Israel. Toda rabah lachem, be'atzlacha.
Thank you so much, Mayor. That was lovely.
Now, everyone, please put your clapping reaction button together for
The amazing,
the beautiful
the strong,
Gabi Walks.
Wow. Thank you so much. Before I even say what I want to say to you all to Try 2020, I want to first really echo what Mayor said and thank our staff. The Hanhala, which really has been an incredible group to be a part of and which has put together an incredible program for you this year twice. And also to your ICC teachers who put their hearts and souls into their time that they had with you. And really to the Madrichim who were really in the trenches with you and had all kinds of crazy experiences with you and who worked their tushies off. So really clap emoji for the Madrichim who were just incredible. I also want to really thank Adina and Pazi and the entire Moatzet Talmidim for putting this together. It's so, so amazing to be with all of you in this organized way. And I won't talk long. I just want to really say 4 things to you all. Like Mayor said, you all went through something that no other Try has ever experienced. And you also were in Israel, which very few American Jews experience and Canadian Jews experience. And I want you to really own these stories, these really unique experiences. I want you to tell your story and share your experiences with your worlds because they're so unique and the world needs to hear them. So that's number 1. Number 2, and I've said it to you before, is leave a piece of your heart here in Israel and leave a piece of your heart with each other. When you are together, you will feel a completion and a sense of wholeness that you won't feel in any other way. And so seek each other out, find ways to find each other and travel to each other and keep in each other's lives. Feel that wholeness that you only experience when you're together. And then come back to Israel and collect that piece of your heart that you left here. So that's the second thing that I want to say to you. The third thing that I want to say to you is to keep learning about this land. I like to think about a relationship with Israel as being in a long-term relationship, which means that you're going to have moments where you fight with it, and you're going to have moments when you're in love with it, and you're going to have moments when you forgive it and when you continue to learn about it. Just like you would with any other relationship, be in a long-term, growing, evolving relationship with this land. Love it, fight with it, tackle different issues with it, and really just be in relationship to it. And the fourth thing that I want to say to you is just a gigantic thank you. I never could have imagined my first year working at Try with such a special group of students, and even though we were the ones who were technically leading you, I think that I really look up to all of you as role models in resilience and in passion and in love. And I really admire you, and I thank you for teaching and modeling such beautiful things for all of us here at Ramah. And I can't wait until we get to be together soon. So thank you so, so, so much. So I'm going to pass it back to Pazzi and Adina now.
We love you, Gabi.
All right, Adina, I think we have one more person to thank.
Who? We did everyone.
Savon did Rachel. I think Max did Don. Yael did Gabi.
Pazzi, Jonathan.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, always in that oddly shaped office of his.
Been there, done that.
Okay, here we go.
We want to start by thanking Noam ahead of time for interrupting us with a bottle break.
Jonathan, you are so unique. There is something about the first impression that you give off with that warm smile that really touches my heart. The first time I met you, I was standing next to Oria in the BKR at camp after you had given a presentation about TRY. The first thing I noticed was your hugs. When Oria and Tahila and Lucy and Talia were all done talking, you gave each of them a huge hug. The way they raved about you after, it was clear that you had made an impact on their lives. Yeah, you were just another camp director resembling Ramah, Wisconsin-looking man with a list of potential trynics, but you were special to them. Then you slipped away from my life until I was looking into applying for TRY, I didn't really think about you. Now, I imagine all of you will know what I'm talking about when I'm explaining my next phase of my relationship with Jonathan. One day, I imagine we all began to get what felt like hundreds of emails from Jonathan Madoff. You were all of a sudden a familiar face behind a chain of letters. When I stepped off the bus that first day from the airport, I knew exactly who you were. You had that comfortable, unforgettable smile. Then, day after day, our relationship grew. Your office not only became the space where I felt most comfortable, but most happy. When I came in with an urgent concern about how things were being run, classic Adina, you always listened to me. You made me laugh when I was grumpy and think harder and deeper when I was stuck. You guided me through important decisions in my life, even though we had only known each other for a couple of weeks. Thank you for teaching me that small moments can be meaningful. Thank you for being a guide to each and every one of us. Thank you for helping me grow into a stronger, more independent version of myself. I can't wait for our next impromptu conversation. Don't ever pause it again. Please remember to tell Roni how much I love her dried fruit platter. I love you, Jonathan.
My turn. Johnny boy, big man. You once told me that I could save the world, and because it came from you, I truly believe it. I know that I'm a loud, strong-willed person who may be slightly difficult for some people at times, especially when it comes to the environment. But you're willing to listen to me, which is so meaningful when I know you had a million other things on your plate, such as running a semester abroad program. From giving me old bins I could make into recycling cans to sitting down with me when I went on one of my mini rants about plastic, you made me feel heard, and more than that, you made me feel like I was not alone. This goes for not only this circumstance and not only me, but the love you have in your heart for each of my peers is infectious, and it's one of the few things that makes you not only our TRY director, but our mentor and our friend. Another thing that when talking about you, I must mention is ending TRY. Every person on this Zoom call was very hurt to hear we had to cancel TRY, but you were the person who made the decision and had to tell all 5 of your counselors and 62 of your students we were going home. That is what you did. You made the hard decisions. From before anyone even arrived in Israel, you were making choices for us because everything you did was for our benefit. So many people don't know the countless decisions you had to make. Each day of TRY you kept us happy. Each day of TRY you kept us safe. And each day of TRY we woke up excited. And that was thanks to you. And speaking of making choices, I am so incredibly glad I chose TRY over all the other, might I say lesser, study abroad programs I had the opportunity to go on. I can't wait for the next time I sit down for a Shabbos meal with you. So I want to say thank you, I love you, and I'll see you soon.
Now, don't get us wrong. We're not letting you off the hook. The man didn't even show up to Masada.
And seriously, guys, did you ever see Jonathan at Tefillot?
No, but really, Johnny, you were the best Abba away from home we could have asked for.
Thank you for not only hearing the words coming out of our mouths, but actually listening to our ideas, concerns, and really anything on our mind.
You have been the most important decision maker and the soul of our group.
Try 2020.
Click your clapping reaction button.
And welcome
The one,
the only
Johnny Boy.
Madoff.
Thank you, guys. That was very sweet. And actually, before I prepared a few words that I'll read to you. But before I do, I think I was just like, I'm a little emotional from this, but it kind of sent me back to high school a bit. This whole conversation and like hearing your guys' emotion and how much you were inspired. And I remember when I was in high school learning a Hebrew short story in like the Hebrew high school that I went to. I went to a regular public school and then I did Hebrew high. And it was the first time I understood Hebrew like literature, and it was a story by Shai Agnon about Talpiot and about like a man who's walking in the wind keeps like knocking him over and knocking his head over, and he's like trying to persist and to survive. And I actually am like where I'm sitting right now is just above his house, which is right behind me, where I just happened to rent an apartment when Roni and I got married. So it like kind of brought me full circle to be here to think back to my high school days and to see something that inspired me, and to see all of you who were inspired. And it would be easy for me to talk about what you missed, but we all know that what you went through was frustrating, it was maddening, it was depressing. I want to talk about what you guys gained. A lot of students over the years have asked me which try year I like the most, and usually I'll like wink and I'll say I don't have favorites. But the truth is, I don't think of my work in that way. You guys are my favorites, of course, but what I can definitely say is that this was the most unique semester I've ever had and will ever have. I feel a special bond with you, as do the rest of your staff. If your staff feel that way, the way that we feel towards you, I can only imagine the special connection that you guys have with each other. I want to talk for a few minutes with you about shared experiences, chavayot mishutafot. In Judaism, we call ourselves Am Yisrael, the people of Israel. The power of the shared experience is prevalent throughout the Torah and in our religion. You know that from how we need 10 people for a minyan. The rituals of Shabbat and Chagim. On the Pesach Seder, we read, Ubechol dor vador chayav adam lirot et atzmo ki'ilu hu yatsa mimitzrayim. Every generation, a person must see her or himself as if it was he or she who left Egypt. The power of that shared experience is a continuing force in binding all of us together. It's inspired us to make Israel a home for the Jewish people after 2,000 years of exile, inspired us to remain Jewish in spite of countless challenges that we faced. Allowed us to sustain all of the amazing aspects of our religion, including Shabbat, communal rituals, our values, our strengths, our deep appreciation for the world, nature, and all that we received from Hashem. And it's up to each generation to see ourselves as though it was us, it was we who left Egypt. And you came on Try literally to do that. You went down to the desert and you studied about Abraham and our forefathers, your forefathers, the Exodus from Egypt. You studied about the kings and the prophets, about Melech David, King David, and Shaul. You learned about the first and second temple. You hiked Masada, not me. You learned about exile from Israel. You studied about the different Jewish communities in Eastern and Western Europe and North America, North Africa. We continued to study about the Shoah, the founding of the state of Israel, and we discussed the modern state and its many challenges. But you didn't do that just like any other Try year. No, you guys did that in spite of a world pandemic. You made your Judaism a priority in the face of the greatest challenge that I've seen on any Israel program, and that, to be honest, that I've seen in my entire life. You did it together, and because you did it together, you were inspired and transformed. Because you did it together as a community, you connected with your past, and you connected with your past, to learn about yourselves and to shape your futures. So what did you learn about yourselves? For each person, it's different, and some of you may have learned how to function and behave on little sleep in an intense social environment. You may have learned about yourself as a student, as a friend, learned how to be more independent, more mature, to think more critically. I assume many of you learned about spirituality. I hope you all learned about personal values. What I can say with certainty, though, is that you learned where you come from. You learned about the many challenges your ancestors faced, but also about their many successes. I'm sure you sometimes feel great pride in your Judaism. You may also have great regret or even shame. I know when I meet Barik, who I met him last year, you guys met him this year, the Sudanese refugee from Darfur, the young man that you met in Tel Aviv, I know when I met him, I felt pride and shame at the same time. All of these feelings you had, all this information that you internalized was not done so you could just kind of have a cool experience and go on your merry ways. It's now your chance to shape your futures. And how will you do it? How will each of you begin to shape your own future? Well, that's on you, but not on you alone. It's not the lone responsibility of you, Pazi, you, Adina, you, Judah, you, Shani, Noah, Luke, or Evan. You did not have this shared experience to now leave Try, and go out on your own without any help. What you created here with these people and your staff members, that doesn't end today. You each have a responsibility now to go out into the world and make your own mark. But you also have a responsibility to help and support each other in doing the same. You need to respect the person you see when you look in the mirror, but you also need to help your friends love the person they see when they look into the mirror. So as we move forward, let's make one promise to ourselves, that we will hold ourselves and each other to a higher standard, that we'll push ourselves and our friends to be kind, committed Jews who make a difference in this world, and that when we look in the mirror, when you look in the mirror, you will try, pun intended, to see yourselves the way that we see you. Because in spite of any perceived faults that you may have, all of us love you, we appreciate you, and we're inspired by you. So with that, I want to end with how I started Try on that first day that I saw you when we gathered in the big classroom, when I think it was Gil and I scrambled to make sure that we could fit 62 people, or 61, I don't remember if Gabby had arrived at that point, people to sit around in a circle. I told you that the word for Yehudi, Jew, comes from the word todah, to say thank you. So first I want to thank your incredible tzevet, as Meir and Gabi did, for everything that they did. I thanked everyone individually, so I'm not going to go one by one, but you guys are a really lucky group to have had such a dedicated, loving, incredible, inspirational tzevet. I was lucky to have worked with them, and I think you were even more lucky to have had them and to have them in your lives now. And I want to thank you for, again, like I told you in the beginning, for trusting us as a program, for continuing to trust us, even when times seemed complicated and challenging and unclear, and maybe sometimes a little scary or sad or depressing. You trusted us, and I don't take that for granted, and none of us do. That we really appreciate that. And I want to thank you. Thank you for becoming a part of my life. Thank you for entering into my heart. Thank you for entering into the hearts of your tzevet. And thank you for helping us to create Kihila Kedusha, a holy community. So I will end with the way I started, with one word, which is Todah. Pazi and Dina, do you have any last words?
We don't have anything else to say.
We love you all.
Yeah, we love you all.
Okay, well, I wanted to, this is not the last time we're going to talk. It's just the last time we're going to talk this way. You're a special group. It sucks that I can't give you a hug right now. Even if we were in person, we probably wouldn't be able to. And to each other as well. But stay in touch with each other, like Gabi said. And we'll be in touch. It doesn't end. It doesn't end now. We're going to find a way to be back together. And when we come, all of us, when we come, all your tzevet, when we come to America, we expect to be hosted by you all. And you definitely have homes here in Be'eretz Yisrael.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Corona.
Thank you, everyone.
Wait, can I just say one really quick thing?
Of course.
Okay, so I just wanted to just say one really quick story to just redeem my speech. It'll take 2 seconds. But Rachel, there's like one specific day that, so there's different ones, but this one that really stands out. We were in your room, and it was me, Ella, Paz, Gil was there, Karen was there, and you guys were helping us order sushi. And Okay, it's fine. So we were in your room and okay. We were in your room and we were ordering sushi, and it was like so stupid because it's like we're ordering sushi, and I don't know why I remember that, but it was just really fun, and like we got to see like you guys outside of the group because it was like just a really small like gathering, and we all were just like laughing and talking, and then we ordered sushi, and I don't know how it always was, but anytime we ordered anything, we always, no matter what, would be late to go get the food. And it was just really stressful, and we were like running for it, and I finally got it, and it was really good. And then a different time, Rachel, I came back like 40 minutes late past curfew because a very unfortunate turn of events happened. We don't have to get into it, but Rachel, you were furious with me, and you were so mad, and you pulled me outside, and I had to explain to you what happened, which wasn't that like I don't really care about explaining it, but you were really mad at me. And we sat down and we just had a very big heart-to-heart, and we just had a DMC, and it was really cute. And I learned new things about you, and you learned things about me, and I think it made us like closer for sure. And it definitely didn't stop our whole like I hate you thing, because like I think that's just how we always will be, which I'm glad, because it's just a different dynamic than I think most people have. Not that it's any better, or it's just how we are. And I love you so much, Rachel, and I miss you, and I miss all of you, and I'm crying now, so I'll just go on mute, but yeah, that was it. I just wanted to say that because, yeah, maybe I'll start writing down my speeches.
Good
That was
idea.
beautiful,
Thank you.
Sivan. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
And Jonathan, we as a collective want you to know that none of these connections and none of these people, like, this is a very diverse group, like from 2 different countries even, and none of us would know each other, and none of these madrichim, and we wouldn't know them, and we wouldn't get the connections that we have now if it weren't for you. So that's all credit to you. And we just wanted to say, as all of us, thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thanks, Pazzi.
Oh,
And thank you, Pazzi and Adina, for doing this. We only put this together, obviously, like everything is happening at the last minute, and they did an amazing job. So let's put a round of applause for them, for all that they did. This was done during finals, during APs. Kol hakavod. Like I say, every time we end, I'll say it again, I love all of you. I miss you. But I won't miss you because we're going to see each other again soon. Please stay in touch with each other, with us, and stay safe, and come back to Israel ASAP.
Thank you, Jonathan. We love you all.
Jonathan.
We love
Thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Lehitraot.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Love you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.